Welcome to WDX. It's that time again. My name's Todd Saylor, and yes, I am the author. I am the inventor. I'm the creator of attitudinal disorder and all things wired differently. And I want to thank you for coming to Wired Differently Experience, where my job is to love you, my job is to inspire, my job is to motivate you and maybe teach you a few things, and we're grateful for that. Well, the show's job is to challenge the status quo, right? The show's job is to help us dare not to be average. The title of today's show, Happy Valentine's Day! Some of you. I just don't want to like some people. I just want to be honest about it. I know I'm challenged to like most people. We're supposed to move through people. So today I want to challenge you to like some people. And the reason I'm doing it and saying it this way is because I just know it's not happening out there. The other day I was in Best Buy and I was going through the line. I was in a very chipper mood and everything was just fine, but the line was too long and no one was getting waited on. Everybody was getting impatient. And finally they opened up the other line, right? And I've been waiting almost 20 minutes. And this couple wasn't been in line for not even 2 seconds. Cut in front of me, went right to the front of that line and jumped out. And I said, wait a minute. There's 6 or 7 of us that have been waiting in line for over 20 minutes, and you think you're going to go right in front of the line? I got stuff to do. You can't take that line from me. And they looked right at me and said, so who you think you are? And I said, well, I just want to tell you that's just not right for these people. And she said to me, well, we don't like you. And I said, well, I don't like you either. And that's how it went down at Best Buy. And then I tried to reconcile. I just didn't want to like her. I didn't want to like her husband. We're not these perfect human beings that we're called to be or try to be. And we just, at some times, we just shut down and we're like, what? So let's wipe it all off the board right now. Happy Valentine's Day to my loved ones and all of you out there. But some of you I just don't like. It's the way it is. So I want to challenge you with the 5 don'ts of lifership. Lifership is kind of a play on words for leadership. I broke every damn rule of these 5 Ds, and that's why I'm challenging you with them. I want my children to understand these 5 don'ts. I want my employees to understand these 5 don'ts. So I want to challenge you to not do these 5 don'ts. I want you to pick up your game in lifership. So number 1, let's talk about it. Don't compromise your beliefs. Why wouldn't you put them into action? Why would you just say, I want the wall up? Well, why don't you go on the other side of the wall and think about it? The only thing you can do is prove that you're more right in your belief structures, right? Or you might learn something. So don't compromise your beliefs, but test them. Because here's the problem with your belief structure is that you don't know what you don't know. Number 1, don't compromise your beliefs, but test them. I wanted to challenge you to test your beliefs. And here's the other problem with things. Number 2 is we're too quick to argue. I'm on the television. I'm watching the television with my wife. I turn on the Fox News. I turn on whatever other news there is. I can't get along with anybody on a television right now. The only people I get along on television with is HGTV. That's the only network in the world that I get along with most of the time. Sometimes I don't even like the people that are on that show. They're just they're goofier than me. I don't know why they're picking the granite that they're picking. It doesn't go with anything else. I'm like, what's going on? I digress. Rather, I want you to be more measured to first understand. If there's people you're having conflict with out there, I'm challenging you not to be quick to argue. I'm challenging you to be rather measured to first understand them. Well, I don't know why they picked that granite to ruin the whole stinking house, but you know what? Maybe they have an inkling towards purple, pinkish granite against brown cupboards. Maybe it was the way they grew up. Maybe it makes them feel better. It's their house. They can do whatever they wanted. Why are you so mad at them? You're not always right, Todd. You're not always right, Tim. You're not always right, Steve. You're not always right, Jeff. I do believe that the other side has as much passion and understanding for their causes that they can have just as we have towards ours. And I'm not even saying with Simon. It's just the way it is. Number 3, here's where we're going to go. I don't want you to murder people. I want you to encourage people. This negativity, these vicious words, these irrational thoughts, this rage that comes over us under certain things. Sometimes they call it road rage. Sometimes they call it CNN rage. I'm sure they call it fox rage too. When it comes over us, we say things in our brains. We say things in our mouths because no one's around us, but it doesn't matter. You're murdering somebody. I said some things about Pelosi and Schumer the other day. Just spouted them out. It's not productive. So I don't want you to murder people in thoughts. I don't want you to murder people in words. I don't want you to murder people with venom. I don't want you to waste that energy. I want you to go and encourage. So instead of thinking about Mr. Pelosi or Mrs. Pelosi or Mr. Schumer in a bad, negative way, why don't I just focus on somebody else I can build? Why don't I go build my grandson's sailor? Why don't I go build my employees? Why don't I fly back to Indiana and build another burger joint, right? Focus, use that energy on positive things, right? Don't murder people, encourage people. Hate is not productive, my friends. And this is why I want to share this with you and I want you to appreciate me with you. Number 4, don't hate your adversary. Guilty. I've done it. I want you to respect their purpose. I want you to learn their powers. Hate is the enemy of all of us. And I want you to stay away from hate. So the older couple was cutting in front of me in their line. I needed to respect their purpose. I didn't need to rage up and think and puff up and say, I'm right and you're wrong, because that's not what it was about. Their purpose was maybe he was having a heart attack, right? Maybe he was late for someone's dinner and he saw an opportunity and took it. Heck, I've done it 100 times. I forgot the fact that I've line jumped before. Don't hate, because hate leads us to boil up and make bad, irrational decisions. Hate is a consuming fire of non-recoverable productive energy, which will destroy you. I want you to attack hate with measured focus. Because once hate's in your mind and you've got murdering words going out about people, then you can't think purposefully. And if there's one thing I really, really want to dial in today is I need you to be purposeful about all things. I need you to be purposeful about a lot of things, because I just don't think we're purposeful people enough. Don't think or pray unpurposefully. Rather, purposely pour your energy positively. A lot of P's there, but I know you can do it. Romans 12:1, he said, do not conform to the patterns of this world. Don't conform. To me, I'm conforming to the patterns of this world if I'm doing these 5 don'ts. Just turn on the TV. That's all they're doing is fighting. I don't want you to conform to the patterns of this world. I can't do it. I don't want to let me do it. I don't want to let my children do it. I don't want to let my grandchildren do it. Because he goes on to say, rather now not be conforming to the world, but rather now be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And then you will be able to test and approve what all of God's will is, which is good, pleasing, and perfect. It's all laid out there for us. Just seek the will of what's in the Bible. Just seek the will of what's going out there. It's all good, pleasing, and perfect, but we're not getting to the perfect. We're not getting to the pleasing. We're not getting to the good because we're too quick to anger, too quick to murder. We're too quick to hate, and we're too busy not to compromise or test our beliefs. Let me just wrap this up with you. I do not want you to compromise your beliefs, but I want you to test them. I do not want you to be quick to argue, but rather be measured and first understand. I do not want you to murder, but I want you to encourage. I don't want you to hate your adversary, but rather respect them. And I don't want you to pray or think unpurposely. I want you to be purposeful in what you're praying for and thinking for, right? And last but not least, do not conform to this world. Do not conform to this world. You're better than that. You're wired differently.